What's on sale? What's on sale? Hey, I'm Randy. You're watching The Cheap Audio Man. Here at The Cheap Audio Man, we talk about high-value hi-fi home theater and headphone equipment, and I'm talking about sales going on right now. So sit down, grab a cup of coffee, and let's maybe buy a speaker or something else that's on sale because it doesn't always go on sale. If you are new here, consider subscribing. We have over 620 videos, everything from DACs, amps, turntables, of course, speakers, some DIY stuff too. I do this for a living, so if you thumbs up this video and subscribe, it would mean the world to me. I like to do these type of videos or community posts usually where I talk about products that I like and they're on sale. Not all of these are on sale at their lowest levels, but they're still a pretty good deal. So let's get into it. The Polk Reserve series. This is a series that came out in, well, it would have been last year. So last year it came out, and this is kind of a mid-tier speaker from Polk. However, it has trickle-down technology from their highest Legend tier. Frankly, I don't know exactly how long the Legend's going to be around, but the Polk Reserve series is on sale. It's not a huge sale, but it is on sale. I like the R200s and the R100, so I'm going to show you those. R200 is currently only $50 off. Now, that speaker will go on sale sometimes as much as $200 off. Well, maybe not $200. The R200 lists for $750. I have seen it as low as I think $550 or $560. But the R200s are on back order. Except you can get a scratch and dent white one for $600. The other thing about Crutchfield is even when things are on sale, their scratch and dent goes even further down. So whatever the price is, their scratch and dent is always lower. So even when they have the best of the sales, scratch and dent's going to be lower. All right, there's the R200 50th anniversary edition. Of course, that's $1,300. No sale on that. All right, so they're on sale. You may be able to find them from a different place. I'll try to link them somewhere else. But if you are into the floor standers, those are out of stock on back order. Okay, some white ones are R600s. Again, only $100 off though. There's another these are not bad. $550, $100 off. R500. I don't have any experience with the floor standers. However, there is another Polk speaker that is on sale, and they're on a better sale. Polk Signature Elite. This is kind of, so there's the XT series, which replaced the T series. That is the entry level. They're good. Those are good speakers. The Signature Elite is one step up from the entry level. These are really good speakers for what they are. Even at their list price, they're pretty good. But these are actually on sale, a deeper sale. So let's go to the Polk Signature Elite ES20. This is the 6.5 inch version, 1 inch soft dome tweeter, or Terraline tweeter, as they like to call it. These are actually $80 off. Normal price is $400. So for $320, you're getting a 6.5 inch woofer, decent styling, decent enclosure, and these go down deep, all the way down to 41, and I can attest to that. These have a little bit of a warm-ish sounding sound signature, which I like because it's kind of a departure from what the rest of the speakers in this price category have. This is a listen to it all day speaker. The ES15s are also very good, and I actually have a pair of the ES15s that I purchased. Those are $250, and even though it's only $50 off, it's a lot lower price, so it's a lot higher percentage of it being off. $250 for these is pretty outstanding. The brown has an open box for $236. The black has an open box for $236. So $236 for these speakers is a crazy deal. I think these are better than the Sony SSCS5. Different sound signature, but these hit a lot harder. Even the 5.25 inch version goes down to 44 hertz. And Polk doesn't mess around with their bass rating. So that's a legit rating. Let's talk, Kef. We have some Kef too. All right, I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with Kef. Kef Q150. Frankly, I think the Kef Q150 is the best speaker they make. I know. Heresy, right? They don't make heresy. Cliff makes heresy. Just kidding. That's a nerdy audiophile joke. Anyway, the Q150 has been on sale for $300 for a while. This will go back up to the absurd list price of $600. But I think they're getting savvy. Either they're not selling as many or they're just getting savvy to keeping it at 300, because this has actually been at 300 for a while and there's no expiration to this sale right now, whereas the Polk, I think it ends in 3 or 4 days. So you can get these for $300 around the holidays, and apparently right now too. If you're looking at these though, I wouldn't sleep on them, because you never know when they go up to 600. Sometimes they're at 600 for months on end. A little bit warmer sound signature. The Q350, which is a step up from this, but a step down sonically, I think, is trying to be too much like the LS50. LS50 is good, people like it, but it's too mid-forward for me and doesn't make a ton of bass. This is the most well-rounded speaker that Kef makes from I guess the entry-level point, because this is their entry-level speaker. It's really good though. Doesn't come with grills though, but for $300, this is a great speaker, and it's cool to look at as well. So I can't recommend the Kef Q150 enough at $300. And it looks like there's some open box 278, open box 263, scratch and dent 265. So if you want to get an even better deal on the Q150s, you can with the open box. But even their sale price right now is pretty awesome. Amplification. I haven't talked about this for a while, but the Denon PMA series is a really, really, really good integrated amplifier. Sounds great, really rich sound to it, and it's got all the bells and whistles that you would want. I have had the Denon PMA 600NE in. That's a 45 watt into 2. I believe that's at 8 ohms. So probably 75 to 80 into 4 ohms. However, if I was doing it right now, I would probably step up to the, I think there's an 800 NE, although they may not be in stock. 1700, 900, that comes in at 950. 1600 NE, that's 2100. Anyway, this is $499, scratch and dent for $450. Let's see if it has a 4 ohm rating. It's a good looking integrated amp. 4 ohms, minimum impedance, watts per channel. Oh, not given. Usually though, these, I mean, because this is made by the same, well, I mean, Marantz and Denon are pretty much sister companies or brother companies, whatever you want to call it. A 50 watt RMS on a NR1711 makes about 75-80 watts into 4 ohms. So I would imagine it's probably almost doubling here. So I would take a look at that one because of the scratch and dent. If you are into the Cambridge Audio, another great one here, AXA35. And there is a different level of Cambridge Audio integrateds. I don't think they sound as good as the AXA 25 and 35. Anyway, there is a scratch and dent for $341 right here. Rotel A11 Tribute is my favorite. This is a really good amp. It's not on sale, $700 or $800, but there is a black one that's got a scratch and dent for $721. This is a beautiful amp. It sounds great, very clean. It has like 3 steps of loudness control, and then it does have tone controls. Great remote control. I think this is a great unit, and if you have $721, I would highly recommend it. It's a good amp, and it has a matching CD player too. But this is a tribute to the engineer, I can't pronounce his name, he's Japanese. And after he passed away, Rotel asked if they could do a tribute to him because he worked heavily on this amplifier, I guess. So it's kind of one of those, I guess you would call it a limited edition, but it's a cool amplifier and it sounds great. Sounds great. All right, let's go cheap. Cheap Audio Man style. I think Fozzy Audio is running, Fozzy runs pretty much a perpetual sale. TB10D, one of the best deals out there right now. Short story, I did a review on the original version of this and I wasn't very complimentary about it. And they emailed me. They say, hey, we took back the thing and we took a look at it and we improved it. Would you do a review of the upgraded version? We don't care what you say. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Well, it turned out I love this. This has the 3255 Texas Instruments chipset. Very natural sounding chipset when it's implemented correctly. Also has tone controls. The crazy thing about this is it's $79.99 and there's a $20 off coupon. So that makes this thing $60. $60 for this thing. And you can upgrade the power supply if you ever want to. Look at that, 157 ratings. And this thing was just released recently. So, incredible. $60. Incredible. Fozzy TB10D. Let's go AIMA A08 Pro. Along the same lines, this has the same chipset from TI. No discount on this one though. $140. Comes with a little bit beefier power supply than the Fozzy. This is a 36 volt 6 amp power supply. Also has Bluetooth. Also has tone controls and a VU meter. So the question that most people are going to ask themselves, is this twice as good as the Fozzy TB10D? Probably not. But let's be serious, $140. It's not like this is $3,000 and the Fozzy's $1,500. This is $60 or $70 more. This will go on sale though. So if you're interested in this, I'd probably hold off because generally speaking, they do coupons as well. All right, let's see. AIMA A07. Here's a coupon. So here is the A07. This is, again, a 3255 chipset amp. The difference here is you can roll the op amps. So if you pull this thing apart, there's op amp sockets. So you can spend as much as $150 for something from Sparkos Labs or Burson, or you can spend as little as $10. You can go on the forums and things like that. I think even in the comments section here, they go over some good, cheap op amps that you could roll and change. I still think it sounds great. I do have one that has the Sparkos Labs in there, and it's bananas good. You can also upgrade the power supply up to 48 volts, 10 amps, and get the full power that this chipset can, support. AIMA sells one. The AIMA 48 volt 10 amp though, had a little bit of buzz. They may have fixed that. I don't know. Anyway, this says a $15 off coupon. So this is $65. So the TB10D from Fozzy Audio, $60. This one's $65. I think they might be competing. But this is a great amplification fire for $65. Great, great, great. I think this might be able to be bridged too. Not exactly sure. I think I've heard people bridging this amp. Anyway, what else? Last thing I'm going to talk about, and I'm surprised this is still on sale, is the Topping E50. It is a digital to analog converter, a DAC. So if you listen to a lot of digital music, you probably want to have a decent DAC. This is interesting because it sounds better than most of the other Topping offerings and the offerings from SMSL. More natural. Better's, purely subjective. It has on the outputs, balanced outputs with TRS, and you can convert those to XLR if you want to, but more importantly as single-ended. More importantly still, it does have a remote control, which means that you can use this as a digital preamp of sorts if you want to into something like the A07, and now you have remote volume control through the topping E50. I think this is a great DAC. My other favorite DAC is the Gishelli Labs J2, and of course I think the J2 sounds better, but it doesn't have a remote control. You really need the E50, and that's kind of my de facto recommendation for $200. Used to be $250, came down in price. I actually think the E50 sounds as good as the D90 SE, which is used to be a $900 DAC. So here's the J2 for $250. I think it's great. If you don't need volume control, I think you probably should go this route if you like the styling. If you don't, the topping E50 is the way. It's the way to go. All right. Last up, let's look at a digital source, Weem Pro. This one pretty much product of the year, and it's $150, and it's worth $350. This thing is incredible. Some people have reported that they have Wi-Fi issues with it. I never have, and the vast majority of my patrons that have purchased this have not had issues. Some routers, though, I think it's mesh networks like Orbeez and things like that, have some issues with the Weem Pro. But that's small, like single digits, and you can always return it. It's $150. You can get the Weem Mini for about half, but the Weem Mini doesn't have nearly as good of a DAC. So right now, this is $85, the Weem Mini with the coupon. But I would probably get the Pro. The Pro is also somewhat of a digital preamp because you can bring in an analog input here. So think about this next to your TV. You have a turntable phono preamp. Either phono preamp's internal to your turntable or you have an external phono preamp. You can bring that in here to the line in. Line out, you can go use the internal DAC and you can go into something like the A07. Or you can optical out of here into your E50 or your J2 and then go into your amplifier that way. You can also optical in. So if you have a television, you can bring in the optical output from the television if you're using your TV as a streamer or your Apple TV as a streamer, things like that. And then you can offload it to a better DAC. And it has a sub out. And it has a hardwire if you want it. So if you have something nearby, if your router's nearby, you can actually hardwire it. So fantastic product for $150. It seriously goes toe-to-toe with the Blue Sound. And in some ways, I think it's better than the Blue Sound. So these are the sales. This isn't really on sale, but it's still worth every penny. These are the sales that are going on right now. If you're in the market for a speaker or something, check these out. Crutchfield is cool because you have 60-day return policy with Crutchfield. Great outfit to work with. So don't binge watch anything on Netflix or Hulu. Binge listen and fill your soul with happiness. I'm Randy. I'm the cheap audio man.